Hello. I can't hear you. Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can hear there. I can hear Mum. Ah, Christy, I have you.
Hello.
It's nice to see your face. Hi, this is my mum, Christy. This is one of my lovely students, Christy. We've got a couple of other people coming. How are you doing, Christy? Are you all right, love?
I'm all right, yeah. Adjusting and tweaking things, and I've got my bed shoved halfway across the room because the living room didn't work last time. So I thought, right, I'll try the bedroom this time. So I've been using Palo Santo, and I've rearranged the room and hope this is going to work.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you've managed to find some space. We've got quite well, I know we've got at least two other people joining us, so we'll just hang on for them to come. How are you, Mama?
Oh, good. I got on WhatsApp on my computer, all right. It's good.
Oh, good. Yeah, everybody's stepping up technology-wise, aren't they, at the minute?
Yeah, and I've been moving around. I was in the bedroom the other day, but now I'm in the living room.
Ah, you swapped.
Oh, yeah. Is Kenny going to join you, Mum?
No, I don't think so. That's why I'm in the living room. He's still in the bedroom.
Is he? We'll just hang on for. Hold on, I've got somebody else waiting there. Who we got? Emma. Annalena. Hello. Hi, Emma. How are you? I haven't got your audio yet. There, and then we've got Lena. Hello. I'm just trying to unmute you. Where are we? There we go. Hi, Emma, Lena. Morning.
Morning.
Hello. So, thanks for joining. It's really nice to see so many lovely faces. I'm gonna put you all on mute when we get started, just because I'm filming. So if everybody will keep popping up if you're making any noises. So yeah, that's it. Just thanks everybody for being here, and I'm going to just mute you all now. Won't be a second. Where do I go? Oh, one thing I was going to say, actually, I probably need to unmute you for this, is I didn't say too early on, but it's probably best if you've got a belt, and I know I probably should have put this on the message. Has anybody thought about bringing a belt with them, or can get one off a dressing gown or a scarf or something like that? It doesn't matter if you haven't. We can do what we're going to do without a belt. It's just for the stretches. But if you did want to pop off and grab one, yay! Great stuff. Lovely. Everybody's doing a mad dash around the house now. Can you hear me? Okay. There. Okay, I've got you. I think that's it. I'm back. Okie dokie then. Lovely. So whenever you're ready, don't worry about if I can see you. If I need you to sort of adjust your screen at any point, because I just need to keep an eye on what you're doing, it's fine. We're going to be doing some lovely little bits to warm us up this morning, and some nice stretches and some breathing. So yeah, whenever you're all ready, I just want you to bring yourselves down onto your mat, just laying down with your knees bent if you want, and yeah, we're just going to start to get into this then. So firstly, just bringing yourself into your space and just really relaxing and releasing. If there's anybody's got a problem with sound at any point, can you give me a wave, just so that I know you can't hear me? Okay, so I just want you to bring yourself down onto the mat and really relax and release. So just really relaxing, just allowing yourself to arrive in your practice today. And just breathe in there, relaxing fully, allowing the body just to ease out. Let's take the breath all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And breathing out. And as you inhale, bring in this vital energy. That's wonderful and replenishing. And as you exhale, just letting go. And the bigger the sigh, the more you let go of. So just inhaling that lush energy. And exhaling. Just letting go of anything that's not serving you anymore. And we'll just have a few more breaths there. Okay then, so from here, I just want you to bring your heels a little further towards your bottom. We're just going to come in to do some dynamic bridge movements. So just bringing the heels a little closer in, feet flat on the floor, and we're going to roll the hips up towards the ceiling and then bring them all the way back down again. So we're going to coordinate this with the breath. So as you inhale, the hips roll up, and as you exhale, they lower. Rolling up on the inhale and exhaling, rolling down. So we're trying to get some movement through the spine here. So we really want you to try and consider each vertebra moving independently. So just roll, you lift the tailbone first of all, tilt the pelvis, then start to work into the rest of the spine as you slowly lift each vertebra away from the mat as you inhale. And as you exhale, just placing each vertebra very gently and slowly back down. And that really slows the breath down nicely as well. So just keep that going in your own breath. And then the next time that your hips are going to start coming up, I want you to introduce your arms as well. So the arms are going to come all the way up and over behind you, and then back down by your side. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, coming down. So the hips are rising, the arms are going overhead, and this is just starting to warm into the shoulders. We're going to do quite a bit with our neck and our shoulders today, and that's just where where people tend to carry a lot of emotional stress. So if you've got, I imagine people have got quite a bit of that going on at the moment. So there's probably quite a little bit of tension in the stress in the shoulders, not able to get out and have our nice massages, and we've got so many other challenges going on that we're just probably holding a lot of stuff there in the shoulders. Okay, so the next time that the hips come down towards the mat, I want you to bring your left knee and bring it all the way into the body. Oh. Bringing that all the way onto the body, and somebody else waiting, knocking on the door. There we go. Just pulling the leg all the way back towards the body then.
Hi, Jane.
Hello, hi Sam. We've just got started. We're just having a bit of a stretch out, so thanks for joining us. If you want to bring yourself down onto your mat, lovely, and just have a little bit of a stretch out. If you want to start with some dynamic bridges, just the hips moving up and down just to get you into caught up with us, and then we're just going to work through our hamstring stretches. Okay, I'm going to pop you on mute. Okay, so for the rest of us, we've got that left knee just pulled in towards the body, and we're just going to take hold of that left leg now underneath the knee, and keep the thigh and tummy in contact as you take the heel up towards the ceiling. So your leg's going to stay with a little bend in it, but your thigh and your tummy are still in contact, and you're pulling that leg down towards you, and the heel's trying to get away. So you're just starting to work into the hamstrings there now. And just allowing that stretch to come in. So this is where you're going to need your belt or your scarf or your dressing gown belt, whatever it is you've decided to use. And all I want you to do is just pop the end of the one end in each hand and just pop the belt around the ball of the foot. Okay, so if you do my classes regularly, you know this is how we always start. So we're just going to take the ball of the foot into the belt and we'll just press into there. So we're making this leg nice and straight. And if you feel like that, there's still a little kink in the knee, you might just want to let it go towards the floor a bit more, straighten the knee out and then move into that stretch. So this is a lovely hamstring stretch now. And responsible for such a lot of back and hip problems. So if you've got tight hamstrings, the likelihood is that you probably suffer with hips and back problems. So we just start to work into getting rid of those things with these stretches. And if you do these daily, these can be pretty transformational in terms of how your body feels. So we're just breathing into that stretch there now. Again, letting the rest of the body fully relax into the mat. And then nice deep inhale, and on the next exhale, just drop that left leg out to the left and drop your right knee out to the right. We don't want you rolling to the left. Just stay nice and balanced in the center. Both hip bones fully down on the mat. Feel that nice stretch there, relaxing the rest of the body as much as possible. Breathe in there. And then we'll take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to bring that leg back to center. We're going to swap the belt over into the other hand now. We're going to straighten the bent knee out along the mat. So you've got two straight legs, one up in the air. And then you're going to bring the leg with the belt on all the way across the body. So the left leg coming all the way across to the right side. You're going to take your right arm out to the side and look down your right arm. So you've got a twist going all the way from the head, from the top of the neck, all the way down to the base of the spine. And breathe. And try and imagine, if you can, that as you're breathing in, you're breathing that energy up the spine. And then nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, we'll bring the foot back to center. Release the belt from the foot. We'll bring both knees in, and then we'll drop them back on the floor, and we'll do all of that again on the right side. So bringing the right knee into the body to start off with. And then we're going to take hold of the leg underneath the knee, pulling the leg right up against the tummy. And then we're going to take the heel up towards the ceiling. We're just starting to work into the hamstrings there. And then from there, we're going to take the belt then around the ball of the foot. And we're just going to do those stretches on the other side. So starting nice and slowly, just getting into these hamstrings, really giving them a good stretch out. So just around the ball of the foot there with that belt, allow yourself to fully lengthen the leg so there's no kink through the knee there. And again, if you feel there is, just dropping the foot, straightening it out and coming back into that. So you could just take both ends of the belt in each hand and allow the arms to rest on the floor. Let the full body sink. And those hamstrings just get eased into. And you could, if you wanted to, with the breath, just ease gently into that a little more and a little more. But just remember, and this is your practice, don't feel any pain. If there's any pain at any point today, you've gone a bit too far, so you just need to ease off. Really want you to listen to your body. So you're going to take hold of that belt now with the right hand. And the nearer the foot you can get with the hand, the better. And we're just going to drop that right foot out to the side now, dropping the left knee out to the other side just to keep that balance and centered. And relaxing down. Sorry if my breathing's really loud. Oh, I hope it's encouraging you to do noisy breathing too. Okay. Nice deep inhale there then. And then we're going to bring that leg back to center. We'll swap the belt over into the other hand. Again, keeping the hand as near to the foot as you can get it on the belt. We're going to straighten both legs now. And then we're going to bring that right leg all the way across to the left, taking the right arm out to the side and looking down the right arm. So you've come into a full twist again now on this side. Nice big breath. Remember to try and draw the energy up through the spine whilst you've got this lovely twist going on. And we'll bring that leg back to center. We'll release the belt from the foot there. And we're just going to bring both legs in and have a little rock side to side there. So as long as you've had no history of any disc problems, we're just going to do a little rock backwards and forwards as well. Bringing out your inner child. So when you rock up, just making sure your feet don't come quite to the floor, just starts to engage the core. And the smoother you can get that little rock, the more enjoyable it is, I suppose. Okay, so from there, just going to come all the way up and over. I'm going to do some cat-cow breath. Okay, so taking your hands all the way to the floor, right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, spine nice and long. And we're just going to have a nice deep breath there with a neutral spine. And then as you exhale, I want you to turn your tailbone under, arch that back up and bring the chin all the way into the chest. Bottom comes up, tummy dips and the head floats forward. So as you exhale, you arch up. And as you inhale, you dip down and the head comes forward. So just have a few more breaths here. Just working a bit more into the spine. So just being mindful when you arch the back up, where does it feel like it needs to go? You might want to move the shoulders around a little bit. That feels really nice just to have a wiggle while you're in there. And just keep this practice yours. You know, you can keep things moving. You can just tweak things so they feel a bit better for you. You don't have to do things exactly as I say. I'm just here providing a bit of guidance. Oh. So exhaling, arching up, and inhaling, dipping down. Okay, so the next time your back comes to being a level spine, then we're going to do something called roll the marble. Some of you know this. We're going to take the heels at the bottom all the way down to the heels. The elbows come down to the floor. And as if you're rolling a marble along the mat, for as far forward as you can possibly take it. And then we're going to push up. Okay, and then back again. Bottom comes down, elbows come down, and you're rolling that. You're rolling that marble along the floor and pushing up. And we just keep that going in our own breath. Now it's up to you how you coordinate that with the breath. This is just really working nicely into the shoulders. But I just want you to be, you know, focused on the breath. Just keep the breath in mind. And then the next time you press up from there, we're going to turn the toes under and we're going to come up into downward facing dog. However you want to come up into downward dog, if you do need a bit of guidance, it's just lifting those knees. Tummy goes back towards the thigh, bottom up towards the ceiling, on the highest tiptoes that you've got, and really stretching up to try and get the the bottom up towards the ceiling. And when you're ready and you feel okay with that, you're just going to take one heel down at a time, bending the opposite knee. So just walking into the dog there, just starting to ease those hamstrings in. So stretch those out nicely. So this should feel quite good. And when it feels okay for you, we're just going to bring both heels down towards the floor there then. And if you wanted to just hold that statically, bringing you into downward dog in the full posture there. Maybe thinking about lifting the pelvic floor, engaging the core. Sit bones up towards the ceiling. And you're trying to get your chest through towards your thighs here. Just allow the head to be heavy and relaxed. And breathing all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. Okay, from here I want you to take your left foot up and back, all the way up. And then we're going to, I must apologise now for any involuntary noises I make. You're all in your lovely homes and I won't hear you this week. And we're just going to take, you see what I did there? I just twisted my body. Wobble, wobble. And then back down. And we'll do that on the other side, so the right leg comes back. And then we twist away again. So you're twisting the body. Feel that lovely stretch through the side of the body. We do one more of those on each side. So just get back into downward dog again, and then left leg goes back, and then it comes over to the side. And down. Do that on the other side. Right leg up. And over to the side. And back to center. Okay, from here, just want to walk your hands in. Just bend those knees as the hands come in, and very slowly and gradually, we're just going to bring ourselves all the way up to standing. Finally, we're here, up on our feet. Okay, I've lost everybody's head now, but I know you're all beaming with great big smiles. I don't mind, it doesn't matter that I can't see your face. Okay, so Tadasana then. So we're just coming into mountain pose. I just love that some yoga postures like this, because obviously it looks like you're just standing still, so you can just do them anywhere. You're just standing, you know, in the cute supermarket or in the car park. Bringing yourself really into this moment. So grounding your feet down into the mat and just allowing yourself to feel really rooted and connected with the earth. And you have to try and, I used to struggle with this when I lived in a second floor flat, trying to connect through the earth. So you just have to get rid of that space that's between you and the ground and just mentally connect your heels with the earth. Because this is really about feeling grounded. Okay. And then often I say we're going to have everything loose down in our legs, but I think we're going to start doing a bit more of a strong base now through the legs. So let's really lift the knees, pull the bottom in, lift the pelvic floor, pull the core together. So can you feel how strong you feel here? And once you've got your feet in position, when you start to, you get your feet in position with your legs relaxed. And then as you start to pull everything up and together, the power that you feel because your feet aren't moving anywhere is fabulous. Okay, so everything's nice and pulled together here. Chest open, heart's open, shoulders are dropped, and the arms are just nice and heavy there. Tadasana. Let's bring our hands into prayer, just to have a few breaths there. Imagine that golden thread pulling you tall through the crown of the head. And I actually should have asked you to do that at the front end of your mat. And we're just going to come and do some salutations, just to get us a bit warmed up. So I'm going to do it this way. So just bringing ourselves into Tadasana, again, back into position. So we'll just do the first one slowly, and then we'll start to introduce the next rounds of sun salutations that we do more with the breath, okay? If anything doesn't feel right, it can't keep up, or you're lost or confused, just drop back in where you can. Don't worry, just let any, you know, anything like that go. So nice deep inhale as you bring the arms up. And then we're going to fold all the way forward, keeping the back straight, and then the head rounds and comes all the way into the legs as you get lower down. Then I want you to put your hands on your legs above your knees, and you're going to straighten your back and look forward. And then the head comes back down towards the knees again. Hands coming back onto the floor. You're going to step back with your right foot. And I want you to keep your hips low. And don't move the hips. Keep the hips low as the arms come up into crescent moon there. Okay. Great stuff. Hands comes back down by the foot. Back toes come up. We're going to come back into plank pose. We're just going to practice a different way of coming down towards the mat for those of you that don't do it this way. So we're going to go knees down, chest down. We're going to keep the bottom sticking up in the air, and then we're going to slide forward as we come into cobra. Okay. And from there, we're going to turn the toes under, and we're going to push back into downward facing dog. We're going to take the eyes forward, and we're going to put the right foot between the two hands. Going to drop the left knee, and we're going to come up onto crescent moon the other side again, keeping the hips nice and low, and just taking the eyes up ever so slightly. Hands back down by the foot. Turn the back toes under into plank. Okay, knees down, chest down. We're going to come into cobra. Turning the toes under, up into downward facing dog. We just have a few breaths here. Take the eyes forward, both feet are going to come there together, in between the hands, and then inhale as you come to standing, and exhale, hands come into prayer. Okay, let's just do that a couple more times through, see how we feel after that. So inhale, arms come up, exhale, folding forward, inhale, looking forward, exhale, stepping back. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale into plank. Inhale in plank, and exhale as you lower. Inhale into cobra. Turning the toes under. Into downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. We're going to take the eyes forward, right foot between the hands, left knee drops, hips stay low, bringing the arms up above the head, into crescent moon. Hands come back to the foot. We're going back into plank. We're going to lower down on the exhale and inhale into cobra. Turning the toes under into downward facing dog again. Couple of breaths here in downward dog. Eyes forward, bringing both feet forward this time, and inhale and exhale. That felt short. I think I might have missed something else. Well, we're doing another one anyway, so hopefully I didn't. So we'll go inhale, and you're going to fold forward then, head to knees. You're going to look forward and head to knees again. You're going to step back with the right foot into crescent moon. Hands come back down by the foot. Toes under, into plank. Knees down, chest down, sliding forward, coming into cobra there. Toes going under, into downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. And then we're going to look forward, right foot through, left knee down, lifting up into crescent moon. Hands down by the foot, back into plank. Knees down, chest down, sliding through into cobra. And toes coming under, back into downward dog. Couple of breaths. Eyes front, taking both feet through to that gap. And inhale as you come to standing, exhale, Hello. We've done 3 and my heart rate is just getting up. Should we go for the 5? I can see you all ferociously nodding. Yeah, okay. Inhale and exhale. Looking forward and down. Stepping back with the right foot into crescent moon. Hands down by the foot into plank. So if you wanted to, you could lower the body down in one straight line if you've got the upper body strength to do that. Otherwise, we just keep going as we were. So you come down, you come into cobra and into downward facing dog. Right foot forward between the hands, drop that back knee. Coming back onto into crescent moon on the other side. Hands down, into plank. Coming down whichever way suits you best. Inhaling into cobra, toes under, back into downward facing dog. And then the eyes are coming forward, both feet forward, and up to stand. Stretch. Last one, inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale. Stepping back. Into crescent moon. Hands down into plank. Lowering down to the floor. And inhale into cobra. Turning the toes under into downward dog. And the foot comes through, right foot. Crescent moon on the other side. Hands down into plank. Lowering down, however feels good for you. And inhaling into cobra there. Last time, into downward facing dog then. Really enjoying that stretch through the back, getting the heels down towards the mat. Eyes forward. I'm going to take both feet there. And inhale. And exhale. Oh, truly warmed up. Okay, great stuff. It's very strange having all these lovely people here and not hearing all your voices. So I hope you're all managing. Okay, so slow roll down. So I just want us to really start thinking about the neck. I said we'd be doing more with the neck and the shoulders. So what I want us to do is just as if we're doing like a ragdoll. So we're going to come into a full forward fold. So in that ragdoll position, your knees are just nice and gentle when we get there. But what I really want us to focus on is the way that we stretch the neck out. So I want you to bring your chin in as close to your throat as you can get it. Okay, and then I want you to take your chin all the way down. Now, once that lock goes on, you might automatically hear your breath change. So just go with that breath, let that breath just pick up as it is in the back of the throat. Almost turn into a little snore, that's fine. So I bring the chin into the throat, you take the chin down, and then I want you to roll the top of the head so you can really feel that through all of the spine. As you start to very slowly, just bend in the knee, just very slowly dropping all the way down into this ragdoll, full forward fold. And in this full forward fold here, you'll feel all the tension just releasing out and draining. You can cross your arms while you're under there if you want to. And just feeling that tension drain out of the shoulders and the neck. And then very slowly, we're going to do the same, but in reverse. So we're going to come all the way back up again. Vertebra by vertebra, the kick coming to stand. And again, keeping the chin tucked in as much as you possibly can. And then all the way up. Just so bringing your head back up again. Okay, we're just going to have a couple more of those. Keep losing my earphone. We're just going to have a couple more of those. So you just want to bring yourself down to seated, just a comfortable seated position. If you've got a little block or a little cushion, you want to pop that under your bottom. We're not going to be here for very long. But we're just going to do a few more neck stretches really. So I just want you to get comfortable. And then again, just let's do that exercise where we drop the head all the way down to the chest and the top of the head. Imagine there's something weighing us down. We could even just pop our hands on the back of the head there. You're not pressing, you're just allowing a little bit of pressure to arrive through the hands. And then we're going to just bring the head up. We're going to take the right ear over to the right shoulder. So very excitingly, we're warming up to shoulder stand today. And so that's why we're doing all of these lovely neck warm-ups. So if anybody's got a problem with shoulder stand, if you can run all excitedly at your screen, that would be great. And I know that we need to think about doing something different for you. And if you haven't done it before, I can talk you into it, that's fine. And then I want you to just, once your head's at one side, so you come all the way back over the other way, I just want you to let it sort of swing all the way round. So you're not, you still got full control of it. You just want it to swing from side to side. Just feeling that lovely stretch all the way through the back and the side of the neck. And then just taking it a bit further, chin a bit further up as you come back, and you feel the difference in the neck stretch there. Just again, being careful if anything feels like it's too much for you. Just don't carry on with that. And then we're just going to increase that a bit more. So as you come to the side, you're going to take the arm out, the opposite arm to the side. And then all the way around to the other side, taking the opposite arm out to the other side. Really feeling that lush stretch through the neck. Okay, great. So we started off with dynamic bridge at the beginning of today's class, and we're just going to come back and do that in a static way now. So just coming all the way back down to your mat. You're going to bring your knees and your heels in towards your bottom, and we're going to push up. Now your hamstrings have warmed up loads from when we started at the beginning, so you might feel that you can get your heels a bit further in still, and we're really pushing those hips up as far as they can go. I want you to try and think about keeping your knees in the hips at hips distance, because sometimes when we come up our hips maybe splay out, so just start trying to keep the knees together as much as we possibly can. Okay, and you can clasp your hands underneath your bottom if you want, as you bring your shoulder blades all the way together underneath your back, and just trying to, again, keep those knees in place, keep the hips high, relaxing as much as you can while you're there, while you're maintaining all of these things, the height and the hips and the knees in together. Trying to relax the buttocks, that's like huge, to try and relax the bum whilst you're trying to keep it lifted, and the knees in, and relaxing the rest of the body as much as possible. I don't find it particularly easy to clasp my hands, and if you're finding the same, just let them come loose. Just do what feels good for you. And we're just going to come down from there. I'm going to come up again. We're just going to have a little one-legged bridge, just a bit of a challenge. Are you okay there? Who have we got? Are you okay, Christy? Yeah, I thought you were running, shouting at the screen. That's fine. Okay, so we're just going to come all the way down to the mat and coming back up into bridge. Okay, and then we're just going to take, so I want you to keep your knees level for this. You're going to take your left foot out in front and just keep your knees nice and level. Try and keep the hips where they were. Flex that foot if you want to. And release down. I'm going to try that on the other side as well. I don't know if you can hear the wobble in my voice. You know, ah. We'll just do that on the other side. Trying to keep the knees level. Hips up as much as you can. And release the foot down. Okay. So we've had a little bit of a warm up through the neck and all of that kind of stuff now. So I know that most of you have done shoulder stand, and I'm sure all of you have actually. But I'm just going to show you a half shoulder stand to start off with. If anybody doesn't want to do shoulder stand or has got any problems with the neck, just sit with your legs up the wall for the next 5 or 10 minutes and have a nice relax, and that will be nice and beneficial as well. So if you've got any sort of chunky necklaces on, or I've got like a bikini bra top thing on today, so just make sure none of the knots are kind of in the way. And if you want to make a little pad for under your shoulders, you can. So half shoulder stand is if we come up and we bring our hands underneath the hips like that. Can you see my legs are completely straight? And whenever you're ready, you can come into this too. So you're just kind of resting, you're sort of providing your bum with a shelf, which is your hands, kind of resting your hips in your hands. So this is half shoulder stand and quite tricky. It does feel quite easy when you're in it actually, for some people anyway. And I always find it really quite fun just to try and maintain it, but take my hands away. It's really tough. So just trying to maintain that. And taking your hands away at the same time, trying to maintain that position. You can just, it's so tough. And you've just got to keep your legs a little bit up. Don't allow your feet to drop all the way over. And just bringing your hands back into position. Just having a little play around with that, really. Okay. So all of these things are if you want. And full shoulder stand we're going to do now, which is a bit more tricky. But if you're just happy doing this, that's absolutely fine. And once you're here, you can mess around, you can bring the soles of the feet together. You can have a little sort of cycle, wobble your feet around. Just enjoy being upside down a bit, okay? So if you want to come back up to sitting, and I'll show you what my shoulder stand looks like, how I get into it, and you can do the same again. Listen out for anything that doesn't sound quite right with your neck or with your body, okay? Okay, so we're just going to roll up. Same as before, but this time we're going to bring the body all the way up so you're in a straight line. So remember when we did that ragdoll when we were standing up? This is really the position we were in. Okay, and once you're in that position, it's then about trying to bring the hands away. And again, having a bit of fun bringing your feet into a diamond shape, having a bit of you'll probably remember doing this when you were a kid. Okay, so just having a bit of a play around with it. Off you go in your own time. I wish I was there to help anybody. I'm going to come over and have a little neb. I probably can't see you very well. Oh, this is looking good. Yeah, so when you're up there, just enjoying being in that position. Obviously, we don't find ourselves in this position naturally very much. So just enjoying being in this funny old position with your legs up. And we're just, if it's okay for you to keep holding it, just keep holding it. Everything all right, Sammy? Just having a rest? You okay? Yeah. And if you can, just take some time then to try and bring that right into a really straight shoulder stand. So full shoulder stand there. And once you've got that nice and straight, you kind of almost look like you're standing upside down. You can bring your hands away and just really concentrate on getting that and maintaining it. And feel free to come out of that whenever you're ready. You can hold it as well if you want to, it's up to you. If you're enjoying being up there. Okay, lovely. Well, that was our main posture for today's session. We're just going to start to wind down a little bit, and that's one of my favourite postures actually in today's wind down, which is again just sort of working with the neck. I just wanted to do one more cobra before we move into that other position. So just bringing yourself onto your tummy, bringing your hands by your ribs. And I know we did lots of cobras earlier on when we were doing our sun salutations, but I just want you to mindfully now just bring yourself into this. So imagine that your spine's nice and long as if someone's pulling that thread through the top of the head. So you're really lengthening the spine as much as you can with the forehead down on the floor. And then just ever so slowly, I want you to start to bring yourself back up into cobra. Now, when you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing space in between the vertebrae. Until you're all the way up in your full cobra there. And then I want you to imagine that you're being pulled forward by the belly button and then by the center of the chest. And then you're just going to take the eyes up ever so slightly. And you can even jut the chin forward as well. So your head's going back, the chin's coming up towards the ceiling. So you're getting a full stretch right through from the chin all the way down to the pubic bone. And a few breaths here. And release that down. Open. Okay. Okay, so we're going to come into fish now, which I love. I always find it a real giggle, especially when we're all in class together. So fish, if you can't remember what fish looks like, it's the one where you come up, you put your hands underneath your bottom like this, and then you push into your elbows as your head and your chest comes up, then you tilt your head back, and then from there, just make sure your hands feel right. You're going to come and just come into a relaxed position with the legs. I'm just going to hold that there for a few breaths. So I'll talk you back into that again if you haven't already gone in. So maybe one hand on top of the other underneath your bottom. And then you're going to push into the elbows as you almost do a sit-up with the whole of the body. Okay, so you're doing it almost like a sit-up, and then you drop in the head back and bringing it down onto the mat. And then once your head's down on the mat there, you're going to straighten the legs out. Okay, we're just going to hold that for a few breaths. It is quite a passive posture once you get into it. It's the getting into it part that's tricky. But I think it's difficult to see if you've managed it. But I hope you enjoy it if you're in there. Just taking some breaths there and feeling that throat open. So this is just great for clearing communication. It's really opening up that throat chakra. So just really, just taking some breath into that area. You can almost imagine blue light going to that area as well. And then whenever you're ready, just coming out of that, so pushing into your elbows as you release the neck and just coming to sitting up. Ah, lovely. And then from there, we're just going to come back to sitting, and we are going to do a twist. So just coming into a nice seated position. We're going to take one arm behind us and one arm on the opposite knee. Nice and straight through the spine. And then keeping the chin above the chest for now until we've got everything out of the spine that we want it to do. So I want you to close your eyes. Imagine from the base of the spine that you're going to twist to look over the back shoulder, but nothing going on with the neck just yet. So we're asking the base of the spine to do its bit. And then we're starting to work up the spine as each vertebra does its own little bit to get us into that position. Reminding the head to stay over the chest for now. Coming all the way up to the top of the spine, the bottom of the neck. And once we're there, I want you to go back down to the base of the spine and just see if each vertebra wants to do a little bit more. And then once you get to the top of the spine this time, I want you to take the head and look over the back shoulder. So as you breathe in, you're rising up nice and tall. There's a spiral going on through the spine there. Just exhale. As you exhale, just sort of relax a little bit more into it. And as you inhale, you're kind of stretching up tall and spiraling the spine. Relaxing on the exhale. And imagine this energy coming into the spine. as you breathe in. More breaths there. And back to center then. Body's always really ready to go the other way whenever we've just done that. So we're just going to do the same. Take hold of the opposite leg. The arm goes behind. We raise up nice and tall. And keeping the chin over the chest. We're going to ask the vertebra just to start to take us into that twist. Closing the eyes. And once you've done the whole spine, just wiggle in anywhere that feels good to wiggle. Make this be really nice and nurturing for you. And then you're going to go all the way back down to the base of the spine again. And you're just going to ask each vertebra to do its thing again. See if you can squeeze any more out. And then when you're all the way at the top of the spine again, for the second time, you're going to bring the head in and look over the back shoulder. Breathing in, spiraling up, and breathing out, just relaxing. Breathing in, spiraling up, just relaxing on the out breath, and just having a few more breaths there. And then when we're ready, we're going to bring ourselves all the way back to front. So, the end of our jumping around and exercising our body. So we're just going to bring ourselves into a comfortable position. I'm sure all of you are nice and warm because you're at home, but it's always nice just to get a nice blanket for this next bit if you want to snuggle in, or if you want to do anything just to make yourself feel more cozy, and do that. So we're just going to come, we did bee breath on Wednesday, and I just wanted us to do a bit more bee breath today, just because it's this thing that kind of resonating around here again. So it's a really nice practice to do. It's really nice to do when we're all together in the same space. So let's just bring yourself to being really settled in your seat. Get your spine nice and straight. Palms face up on your legs. And just relax the shoulders. Allow the body to arrive in this comfortable seated position. And we're just going to have a couple of breaths here. Just allow yourself to relax down. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, doing all the breath work, of course, through the nose. And on the exhale, we're going to make a humming sound like a bee. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and make the sound travel from behind the nose, which is often where it wants to start. And we're going to try and take it to the back of the throat. And we're trying to get a consistent sound in and out. But don't get too hung up on it. If it feels like you're enjoying it more, making a more musical kind of sound, that's totally fine too. Just let this practice be your own. It's just about that lovely vibration that it sends through the body. Okay, so whenever you're ready, deep inhale. It's a 3-minute practice, that's all. Humming on the exhale. And your next exhale at the end of the deep breath practice there. So just bringing your breathing back to normal. Lovely. We're just going to very slowly and gently then take ourselves down into corpse pose and just down into relaxation. So whenever you're ready, just coming to lying down. And I'll just take you through a little guided meditation. We'll have a few minutes of silent relaxation at the end. Okay. Just bringing yourself to still then. And we'll just have a moment to start off with, just in gratitude for whatever it is our bodies have allowed us to do this morning. And just giving thanks with a big breath in. And really meaning it from the heart, that even if we've got challenges with our bodies, just being grateful that we've been able to do anything that we've been able to do this morning. Just allowing your body to fully relax and release then. The feet just becoming heavy into the mat and the legs heavy. Just allowing the knees to unwind and relax, and the upper legs just becoming soft and gentle. Allowing the bottom to relax and the hips, the whole of the core of the body, the trunk of the body, the shoulders, the spine, everything just relaxing and releasing now into the mat. Allow the shoulders to unfurl and the elbows and wrists to just become soft. Allow all the knuckles and the fingers just to soften out. The thumbs just become easy. Everything nice and soft. Allow that neck to completely relax. Allow the throat to relax. And allow the whole of the head and the face to relax and soft. And just let the breath become soft. And I want you to imagine there's a light at your heart center. Very small, little, tiny, fairy light, size light. Just there, right at the center of the chest, at the heart chakra. And this little tiny light is always there, and it's always burning away, and it just represents the joy and the peace that it's there, and it's always there, always, always there, even in your darkest of days. That little bit, little spark of joy and peace can be found right in the center of the heart chakra. And as you breathe, I want you to imagine that light begins to grow. And as it grows, it brings with it beautiful, positive energy, love, and light. And this love and light, it's nurturing, it's caring, and it's just starting to fill the whole of the heart chakra now. Fills the whole of the chest, And it just begins to start to just permeate the whole of the upper body, moves into the shoulders. It goes into every little bit, every little cell of your body. Imagine that light now radiating from the heart center, filling the tummy, filling the arms, coming out from the wrists, coming out from the fingertips and the palms, just allowing the light just to be abundant. It's just coming with no problem from the heart center. It comes down into the hips, into the whole of the pelvic bowl, into the legs and the knees, comes into the ankles and the feet, and this whole light energy and love source is coming from the heart center abundantly, just able to give and give and give. It comes up into the neck, it fills the head, the eyes, the mouth, the ears, the nose, the whole of the face, goes to the tips of the hair, and it is just there, filling you with nurture, with love. It's full of joy. And then it starts to spread, it starts to escape. There's so much of it, it's just oozing out of you. It starts to pool around you. It starts to fill up the room that you're in. It really starts to just fill the whole space. And again, it's just abundantly coming from the heart center. It just fills up that whole space that you're in. And it starts to get through the cracks in the doors. And it starts to fill up the whole building, the house, the flat, wherever you are. It just begins to fill the whole of the space. Just abundantly coming from your heart center. Just feeling that beautiful energy radiating through you into the whole of the building that you're in. And then it starts to come and escape into the street where you are. And it begins to fill the street where you are. And it's just coming abundantly from your heart center, just so wonderful. Just feels amazing to be just spreading this light and love and nurturing throughout the street where you are, and allow it to just reach further and reach further as it starts to just fill up the whole of your local area. And it's just abundant from your heart center. It's just so easy to come. And then it goes further and further still, and it just goes into that whole region. It starts to fill into the whole of England and the whole of Scotland and the whole of everywhere near. It's just really filled just beautifully in the woods, in the sea, up in the hills, you know, just everywhere you can think of, just filled with this beautiful light from your heart center. And it goes further. It starts to go across the seas into other countries. And it starts to fill their countries up with all this beautiful light from your heart center. And it's just coming and coming and coming. Allowing that light just to spread. It spreads across all of the countries. And it goes into all of the little tiny places around the whole of the world, just filling everything with the love and the joy from your heart center, just sending out that nurturing and that peace. And then once the whole of the world is completely filled, it starts to rise, and it rises, so it starts to fill the air, it starts to fill the skies. Just this beautiful light from your heart center filling everything that we know. And it comes into the atmosphere, and it starts to go up into stars, into space. And it touches the other planets. It goes all the way to the sun. It's everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful light coming from your heart center, and it's abundant and just ever giving. And then it's so expanded and just flowing and lovely. And then there's a bit of a change in the energy, as the energy then is reflected back at you. So the universe then starts to show you all of its wonderful energy that you've just sent out, that wonderful love, nurturing, just healing energy. And it starts to make its way back down through the rest of the stars and the planets towards Earth. And it starts to focus its energy all the way back down onto the earth itself, into the countries that are nearest to us. And this beautiful light and energy that's being sent down from the universe just starts to come into England. And it starts to come closer and closer to our region. It comes closer still to your local area. This wonderful energy sent from the universe, coming all the way down, down, down to your street, to your house, to your room, and into your body. And it comes all the way back down into the heart center. And it comes back down to that very small size fairy light in the center of your heart. And there it stays, and there it stays. I just want you to take some breaths there. And just have a few minutes of silent relaxation. So we'll just start to wiggle our fingers and toes just a little bit, just to start to bring our attention back into our bodies. And you might want to stretch about a bit. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed just yet, and I'll tell you when to open your eyes. Just having a nice stretch and working the body up a little bit. And then I want you to just bring your knees in and have a little roll over onto your right side. And we'll just take another minute there. And then whenever you're ready, I'm just going to bring ourselves up to 15. Just keeping your eyes closed whilst you do. And then what I'm going to do is ask you to bring your hands together. Just rub the hands together. I'm just unmuting you all, by the way. Just rubbing your hands together and bringing the nice warm palms over the closed eyes. And just arriving back in the space when you're ready. Namaste.
Namaste.
Oh, really, really nice to have you all here. I can't actually see you very well. I'm having to get right up close. You all look lovely and relaxed. That's my aim. This is the bit that I don't like doing online, because I can't see all your lovely faces nice and relaxed. So thanks ever so much for joining me this morning, and I'm going to put this on replay. So if anybody wants to, do this class again, you're welcome to it. And if you know anyone that might want to do it as well, just let them know. Thanks for coming. Take care.
Thanks, Jane.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.